Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 11th. I'm John Weigell here with Juliet, Bennett, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Brides-to-be have discovered a new hustle for themselves, flooding companies with requests for free bachelorette party swag. And they're, of course, doing it using TikTok tutorials and AI automated emails. So how did this trend explode and inspire thousands of other brides to demand freebies from strangers? We'll get into that and the biggest headlines in business and tech right after this. Okay, starting us off today, Snap, the $12 billion, about 5,000 employee company, still fancies itself as a startup. Evan Spiegel, CEO of Snapchat's parent company, acknowledged his team's awkward position in the tech business, stuck between big tech and fast-moving startups, kind of a bit being like a middle child, he harkens it to. And he offered a solution to help them bounce back from it, a more agile structure revolving around 10 to 15-person startup squads. The working groups will directly tackle the company's biggest challenges. One such issue, last quarter's 2% decline in North American daily active users. So let's see how that model turns out for them. Next, in a big shakeup, Oracle's Larry Ellison has now replaced Elon Musk as the richest man in the world for the time being, with a near $400 billion net worth. Oracle stock jumped 40% yesterday after Ellison announced some huge gain projections for the company through 2030. Let's see if he can sustain that lead. Over to the restaurant business, sandwich chain Potbelly saw shares jump 30% following the announcement that convenience store company Racetrack will acquire it in a $566 million deal. There are currently about over 445 Potbelly stores in the U.S. with plans to expand to 2,000. Racetrack operates over 800 stores in 14 states. I'm a fan of this. I love Potbelly. I really like Potbelly. The big cookies are good. And finally here, Apple announced a boatload of new products and updates this week, as you might have heard. But everyone's talking about the iPhone Air, which is the ultra-thin titanium iPhone that's 5.66 millimeters thick, and it's available for $1,000 or $999 this month. Interesting. It only has one of the cameras. You know how iPhones have like those 3 cameras? It has one of them. It's really thin. See if it'll work.
What the hell is going on right now? And why is it happening like this? At Wired, we're obsessed with getting to the bottom of those questions, and maybe you are too. I'm Katie Drummond, the global editorial director of Wired, and I'm hosting our new podcast series, The Big Interview. Each week, I'll sit down with some of the most interesting, provocative, and influential people who are shaping our right now. Listen to The Big Interview right now in the same place you find Wired's Uncanny Valley podcast.
And for more headlines like that, you can subscribe to the show and we'll have more for you tomorrow. But today we are talking about bachelorette swag, specifically brides asking for that from various sources. So, Juliet, what are we talking about here when we talk about brides getting into this business?
What we are talking about is some might call it a hustle, some might call it a grift, depending on how you feel about it. But we are talking about brides to be essentially asking businesses for free swag, typically that they are giving out at their bachelorette parties to their bridesmaids and maid of honor. Mm-hmm. What is interesting about this, to me at least, is, now listen, I'm a bit of a curmudgeon. If you listen to this show, you know this about me. And so I'm reading this story and it's like, okay, well, something like 90% of Americans will end up getting married. So I don't think it's like that special. Like, yes, it is special for you on that day. When my friends get married, I am beyond elated for them. Sure. I spend time choosing a gift for them, writing their card. Right. Yes, like I'm all about celebrating the individual, but I don't know that like just because you're doing something that most people will ultimately do, you should get free swag from businesses or you have necessarily the right to pester them for this. And maybe I'm just being a curmudgeon because I have decided that I don't care about getting married and I've never been married. Maybe I just personally don't get it. But what's interesting is that Typically, this is a sort of behavior that is expected or common among influencers because there's an exchange there. It's You're going to give me free product or a free service, and then I'm going to post about it to my 100,000 followers, some of whom will probably follow you or buy your product or be interested. And the thing about these brides is it's just like, well, they don't have these. They're just regular people doing what I think is a very ordinary thing. And when you consider the volume of people asking and sending these, sometimes hundreds of emails to these companies, apparently it's getting pretty wild. And some businesses are like, no, please stop.
Yeah, it's a very, very funny distinction between influencers who, have something to offer for asking for these things versus just generally anybody who, honestly, more power to them. I think it's really funny. People are just reaching out to various companies being like, hey, by the way, I'm having a bachelorette party. Give me all of your free products for my bachelorettes. And I, in turn, will give you nothing. So,
right? It's like having a birthday to me. Everybody has a birthday.
The audacity of it all.
Right.
just to ask for free stuff.
Right. It's like, do I think that you should get a free little birthday cake on your birthday and have people sing to you? Sure. Yes. If it's a restaurant that does that, absolutely. That's part of going out on your birthday.
Maybe the little restaurant, right? But you're eating at that, right? You paid the restaurant for dinner, right?
Right. And, nobody cares if you put it on social media because that's part of what you get. Sephora gives me a little gift bag every time I order something.
They give you like a little lip balm or something. It's your birthday. I don't know.
But I'm not like, yo, it's my birthday. Every place I go, give me free shit.
Oh, God. Specifically, a funny story about this, real quick tangent. I went with my buddy to an arcade, and it was the day after his birthday. And we go to this arcade, and the guy's like, if it's your birthday, we give you like 50% off of like your tokens. And he was like, oh, yeah, it is my birthday. And the guy checks his ID and is like, oh, your birthday was yesterday, though. And my friend was like, well, yeah. And the guy was like, I can't give you a discount. So, just very funny how these things manifest. But like you do sometimes get a good deal on your birthday, right? But with your wedding, more specifically with your bachelorette party, it doesn't seem like a place where any company would give you any deal based off of that information. So that's what's interesting about this. But honestly, more power to them. I think if you don't ask, you'll never receive. And it must have worked one time for one person, because if it didn't, we would not be seeing this as a trend right now.
Yes, and that's how we got there. So I was trying to find who was the first person to think of this. And obviously, influencers have already been doing this.
Of course.
They get free stuff all the time for everything. They get free stuff for existing. They get free meals. They get free clothes. They get free beauty products, etc.
You get free things you didn't even ask for sometimes.
Exactly.
They just send you stuff. Yeah.
I will say I used to, when I worked in entertainment journalism, I used to go to these celebrity gifting suites that I thought were really funny. And they always happen around the Emmys or the Oscars or the Grammys. Right. And they're literally just like these vast halls of people trying to get their product, hopefully in the hands of someone like Beyonce.
Oh my
God.
And,
they'd always give me stuff and I'd be like, I don't want this though. Like, I don't want any of this stuff. Like, I'm here to report on this for whatever it's worth. And I don't want these things. And then I would like meet other reporters who were like, you're doing it wrong. You're here to get all of the swag. And I'm like, no, I'm here because someone's paying me to be here and write about it. I don't care about this free. And it was always stuff that I didn't want, like a free popcorn snack. Like, I don't want it.
I don't want that snack. I don't want it like a kind bar.
Right. And there is this, this exchange that celebrities, influencers have with one another.
Of course.
But The Guardian was talking about this bride whose name is Kayla King, and she worked in social media, and she had seen influencers get free stuff for their bachelorette parties. And she was getting married. So she's like, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
And so she documented this journey on TikTok. And every time she got something for free, she would share what it was. So she got some stuff from this nail polish company called Olive and June that makes, polishes and cuticle oils, which makes sense for a bachelorette party. I think you tend to do sort of like spa treatment type things.
Yeah,
with those.
Right. Nail treatments and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. And she got some free jewelry and, all of these things. And her post kind of blew up to the point where other brides who were not influencers were like, well, I'm going to do it. And now it is at such a fevered pitch that there are guides to doing this, like Excel spreadsheets full of companies that have given away free stuff to non-influencers before who might do it again. Even The Knot, which is a publication about weddings, has a list of 41 companies.
Wow.
They also have email templates you can use when asking, if you don't want to write your own email, asking for free stuff.
Wow.
And some brides are even using AI to automate this. And they're reaching out to hundreds of brands, not just brands that they like, that they personally would like to share with their bridesmaids, but just literally anyone who will give them free stuff. And it's kind of almost about the haul now. Like, how much free crap can I get because I'm getting married?
That's really funny. I like how it started at a very, very small scale and has jumped to this large scale. It's like one family gives one piece of bread to a raccoon one time, and then that raccoon shows up with 25 of his brothers.
Oh, yeah.
It is very much that mentality of, for these companies, people now know that you've given away these free things. So now they're going to want these free things. And it's led to some brands, as you've noted, giving away quite a bit of stuff, actually, and caving to these demands in some cases.
Yeah, the brands seem to be divided. And I wouldn't say divided in that they're arguing with one another, but divided in how they respond to these requests.
Sure.
So there was one brand that was talking to the Wall Street Journal. It's a bone broth brand.
Wow.
They sell bone broth and collagen-infused drink mixes. The company's called Bare Bones. And they will pretty much give away their products to whoever. They have approved over 300 requests in 2024, amounting to about $2,600 in product. And maybe for a company like that, it's like, okay, well, yeah, try the sample and then, you buy another one.
Good way to get some publicity too for some of these brands. Like, because of course, I would have never heard of this company if they didn't give away free stuff, and we would be talking about them right now.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But there's other companies who are just like, no. So there's one company called Weber's Resupply. They were talking about the audacity of a bride who apparently could afford an Aspen trip, but wanted 15 sweaters, which is $1,400 in product. And I think the difference here is like, once you have the really nice ski sweater, how many other ski sweaters are you going to buy? You're not going to be a repeat customer. Right. Whereas if you really like this particular brand of bone broth, maybe you do become a repeat customer. And there were a lot of brands that were saying, like, for us, it's just not worth it. This bride with 300 followers, sure, yeah, she's going to post her table full of swag. But if she's reached out to 250 brands and even a portion of them responded back, it's just a table full of stuff. Like, it's not like you're highlighting my product or you're talking about how much you love it. Like, we're not even going to make one extra sale. So, there's a lot of like, is it worth it for us? There was one company that I thought was pretty clever. It was Flamingo, a razor brand. They got a ton of requests after Kayla King's post. And they were like, listen, we're not going to honor every request, but we are going to choose 25 brides to whom we're going to give like a little gift package.
Wow.
And I think that's a great way to set your boundaries, get some publicity, give stuff away, make some people happy, but not just be inundated with requests and people following up and just be like, no, 25 people are going to get it.
Yeah, a sweepstakes, if you will, something of that nature. I think is a good way to approach these things, with giving a limited amount away so you get some people right. And you see those Instagram promotions that are like, comment with like 3 friends' names and you could potentially win, like in that kind of category where somebody's going to get a free thing, but it might not be you.
Right. Now, I do think that every brand, with the exception of brands that just like, I don't know, have some beef, are going to want to be involved in the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce wedding. And that is because,
oh my God, I'm sure
Taylor Swift basically has her own economy known as the Swift effect. And if she eats something, wears something, anything, something, it will sell out. So if you are a brand and Taylor Swift would like some free product, sure. Can she afford it? Yes. But will you have an economic boon by her even coming in a 6-foot radius of your product? Yes. So I think there's a lot of considerations to make.
Right.
But when you're dealing with non-influencers, it's like, yeah, you have the opportunity to make somebody happy. But I think there is a quality quantity thing where it's like, yeah, if a bride is like, you are my absolute favorite, I'm a customer, like here's evidence of me being a customer, and you want to, because in marketing, there is something called surprise and delight that I think is really beneficial. But if you're just somebody who's getting like an AI generated email that's been sent to 300 other brands, maybe it's not as special for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess if you're a brand, don't delete every email you see so quickly, because one of them could be from Taylor Swift's publicist. So you never know.
Yeah, just make sure it's not Taylor first and then go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Then you may delete. All right, and that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor today is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go sign up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.
Guys, with the launch of Loop Marketing, Kip's giving you the ultimate prompt library. Over 100 AI prompts that walk you through each stage of the Loop Marketing method. They're designed to help you spot growth opportunities in an AI world. This isn't just another collection of prompts. It'll guide you into the new era of marketing. You can get it for free at the link in our show notes. Seriously, stop right now, look at those show notes, and tap that link.
Here's what blows my mind. Most people are sitting around waiting for their boss to give them a raise, while millionaires are building income streams in their spare time. Entrepreneur and creator Marina Magilko cracked the code on this. She built more than 10 income streams that now pull in over $100,000 a month. She shared the secret sauce with our team, so now we're sharing it with you, exactly how she did it. This guide gives you practical step-by-step strategies you can actually implement. So just pick just one income stream from her guide and watch what happens. Stop what you're doing right now and grab it in the show notes 6 months from now, and you'll be glad you did.